Welcome back to The Price of Business. I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Let me tell you, it's your business to make sure your young person is ready for college. You got to make sure they're ready to take that, college situation on, because for most of them, it's going to be a very brand new experience, especially if they're, leaving home and, going to a different locale. I tell you, it's a scary situation, which is why I like to talk to my good friend, Dr. Joel Ingersol. He's a regular contributor on The Price of Business, and he does just that. He gets our young people ready, not only for college, those months immediately before, not so much for getting in college, but for college itself, and he stays with them throughout the entire college experience to make sure that they're maximizing that experience. Joel, good to talk to you. How are you today?
Good, Kevin. How you doing?
Great. Do you want to mention the website is takeoncollege.com. And we're going to talk a little bit about, developing a student's personal resiliency in adverse situations, because, that's part of the problem, especially since parents today are these helicopter parents who hover over every aspect of their lives and are almost like genies taking care of problems even before they become problems in the minds of the young people, essentially making them crippled before they even leave home. It's pretty scary situation.
Yeah, it really is, actually, and I think it's a timely topic because we're at the point of the academic semester for college students anyway, where they're more than halfway through. They're looking at the last 4 to 6 weeks of the semester. Midterms are over, and this is where a lot of panic tends to sit in and often leads to things like avoidance behaviors and falling back into just not really great patterns of working and accomplishing things, and consequently their confidence can diminish, and they often give up at this point of the semester, and parents often don't find out, obviously, until grades are in and things like that.
Yeah, and the time to find out is right at the very beginning. And I'm sure, based on our previous conversations, you do a lot of things to help find out in the front end, even how they're doing, so there's fewer surprises going into it.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that we do pre-semester actually is to look back on the previous semester, or if it's a high school student, the previous marking period, and get a sense of what their approach has been toward their academics, their social life, and really get a sense of where we can make adjustments so that they're in a better position to succeed.
Right. You try to see where they already were in their high school experience, even before they go into college.
Absolutely, yeah. And
although the high school experience
recognize that what makes students successful in high school sometimes doesn't necessarily translate into making them successful in college.
Exactly.
What we want to help them acknowledge is that if they encounter that type of situation, that they have the skills and abilities to increase their awareness and then make adjustments appropriately, and it's not like they're left saying, I can't do this, which is something that drives me crazy. But, we hear so much of where this was the wrong school, or I can't do it, and very, very negative type language.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, high school is really, particularly when it comes to the independence area, is kind of a training wheels or even a tricycle era compared to college.
It is, and, you and I have talked before about how much of their time is really micromanaged, whether it's by the school or by parents or coaches or whomever. But down to the buzzer, their time is managed and coordinated, and then suddenly they're in this environment where it's like, whoa, what do I do? How do I negotiate this new world?
Yeah. Talk a little bit about this resiliency factor. How do you build it? How do you determine where they're at? I'm wondering, generally speaking, are you concerned with most of your students when you first meet them by what you're hearing in this department?
It's concerned me, for the past 15 years, and that's based upon my experience working on college campuses. And resiliency is something that is peppered throughout college campuses now. Student affairs offices are shifting their names and titles to offices for student development, and there's a real emphasis on developing, personal resiliency. It's something that concerns me, and the majority of the students whom I've coached, it's been at the top of the list on something that they have wanted to work on and improve upon, whether it's a high school student or a college student.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about where you start then. If you see resiliency as an issue, and it sounds like more often than not it is, talk about where you begin with this process.
Well, I think where we begin is helping students recognize that in times of adversity, and that could be a million different things, whether it's, a breakup of a relationship or a bad test grade, or it can really run the gamut, that there's opportunity to develop resiliency, which is a good thing in adverse situations. So we really help to encourage them to increase their awareness of these aversive situations, and then to really define it as an opportunity, that all is not lost here, that I can develop skills X, Y, and Z in these situations. And once they wrap their head around that idea, that this can actually be a strengthening experience for them, that they can learn coping skills, that they can bounce back, that they can problem solve, these are skills that are going to help them not only in high school and in college, but absolutely in their careers once they, transition out of college.
Mm-hmm. And that's so crucial, absolutely crucial. Well, we got about a minute left. I'd like you to give us some final thoughts as we wrap it up, and I do want to encourage the listener to check out takeoncollege.com.
Yeah, just that, it's real essential for parents to be on board with this. We're doing a lot of work, trying to gauge the parents' interest in Take on College and reaching out to them and doing programs with them so that they can benefit as well in terms of helping their students succeed and being the best that they can be.
Mm-hmm. Very good stuff. I appreciate you very much, my friend. And Dr. Joel Ingersol, he's a regular contributor right here on The Price of Business. When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. And this is The Price of Business.